In this video, we're going to continue working with equivalent fractions and reducing fractions to lowest terms. And the idea we want to talk about here is factors that differ only in sign. So we want to look at factors that only have a negative 1 in the difference. So a factor like x minus y and y minus x, because they're not equal, we can't just cancel them or reduce them to 1. But what we can notice is that x minus y is the same as negative of y minus x. Therefore, if we cancel an x minus y and a y minus x, the result is negative 1, because these factors differ only in the one is the negative of the other. With a plus in the middle, the order doesn't matter. With a negative in the middle, the result is a negative 1. So let's go ahead and look at some examples here, and some will have this and some won't. So we begin an example by factoring, so x squared minus 1 is x plus 1 and x minus 1. That's a difference of squares. And 1 minus x on the bottom. And here's the situation where we see this is x minus 1, this is 1 minus x. So we can cancel them, but remember the difference is minus 1, so we have to include a negative 1 here. And that gives us the result of negative x plus 1. And so that's how we cancel terms that differ in sign. So the next example then, we're going to start by taking out a common factor from the numerator, which is 2x, leaving x cubed minus 64. Divide everything by 2x. The denominator, well, we need to think a little about the denominator. We have 3x squared negative, but it's written at the end. So maybe we'll start by writing it in the way we are used to, which is negative 3x squared plus 7x plus 20. Off to the side then, we're going to say, well, negative 3 times 20 is negative 60, so that's our a times c. And so we need to figure out a way to make negative 60 that add to give 7. So let's see, 60 is 1 times 60, keep one of them negative, or 2 times 30, or 3 times 20. Remembering we can write it with both negative, so this is really 6 options. And then we could also get, let's say, 5 times 12 with one of those negative. And we need to add to give 7, so if we check these, negative 5 plus 12 is positive 7, so there's our two numbers. So we'll go ahead now then, 2x. X cubed minus 64, well that's a difference of cubes, so that's minus 2. Square the first bracket. The opposite of the product, so opposite of x minus 2 multiplied together is positive 2x. Square the last is plus 4. So there's the difference of cubes in the numerator. Divided by, well, we're going to keep negative 3x squared. We're going to write minus 5x plus 12x. And that's the two numbers we figured out over here on the right. Plus 20. We're going to move our screen a little so we can see. We're going to take 2x, x minus 2, and x squared plus 2x in the numerator. So in the denominator that becomes negative x as a common factor of 3x and plus 5. In the second two we have a positive 4 as a common factor, leaving us 3x plus 5. And if we factor now, we're going to see that we've actually had a mistake from the beginning, but we'll fix that now in 1 second. I'm sure some of you have been screaming at me to get it to stop. Well, the mistake was this 2 up here is not actually a 2. It's the cube root of 64, which is 4. So let's change this to red and fix that mistake. This should be 4, meaning this is minus 4x, and this is plus 16 here. So 4, 4, 16, which means this is x minus 4, and x squared plus 4x plus 16 all over 3x plus 5 is a common, and what are we left with? Well, we're left with a negative x and a 4, so we can write that as 4 minus x. What does that mean? Well, x minus 4 and 4 minus x cancel, leaving negative 1 because they differ in order or differ in sign. And that gives us our final answer, which is negative 2x times x squared plus 4x plus 16 all over 3x plus 5. And so there's another example. We're going to stop this video here. Try the examples that are coming up next. Please make sure you're getting the answers right. Come back, watch the video, check your answers, pay particularly close attention to the ones that you get wrong, and we'll see you in the next lesson.